Greetings and welcome to Citizen Wire, the platform where we speak truth to power. In what is likely to be a serious bombshell, and this could be a watershed moment in the politics of Nigeria, it may well be that this kind of action by those in power, the likes of Senate President Akpabio, according to the allegations that you are shortly about to hear Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan make against him. This could be a really serious watershed moment in that case, going to the court, which he has done. It could uncover a lot of things, and it shows the state of impunity that many of our so-called politicians or people in places of power, positions of power, are displaying. That power they use to actually hold back the development of the nation. This thing to do with Ajaokuta you'll hear shortly. Let us quickly hear what she has to say on this briefly. Senator Natasha Uduaghan Akpoti. Here we
go. Or should I just kill it there, wrap, just,
Let me just take a
name,
back.
we're in his house in the Kotekpene. Yeah. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just 3 of us. We're walking around from room to room. He showed me the beautiful interior. This was done by this, by that, this designer here, he bought this from us. Like, oh, it's beautiful. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And my husband was behind, still on his phone, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room, and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create a time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." At that point, I just pulled away, and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. But then my husband now, when I turned around, I saw my husband was already near me, and the way my husband looked at me and looked at him, I was beginning to wonder, did he hear part of that inciting statements or not? And then the Senate president, too, I saw that he also had that thought, like, did my husband hear the invitation to treat or not? So then the Senate president now said, "Oh, by the way, let me show you my chapel." He has a chapel in his house as well. So when we were going to the chapel, we walked in silence and all. So that evening.
So there you have the clear allegation that, can be close in his own property. This is, according to what Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is saying, Senate President in his new house in Uyo has made sexual advances towards her. They are colleagues in work. He being the Senate President, she being the senator. Their role is to actually solve the problems of the common man in Nigeria and actually ensure we have things like infrastructure. But clearly his intentions and his thoughts are far, far, far away from that. It's about exercising his power. That power that he has as a Senate President, he wants to demonstrate it and use it. That includes the area of sexual advances. He feels that he's protected or he's immune somehow from, from the actions he takes. One more thing I'll quickly add. Let me pause here. I want to show you the second section of where the same thing now, he uses that sexual advances to now hold back the motion that Natasha Akpoti was going to put forward for Ajaokuta Steel Complex to look into that case. And he used that as they used the sexual advances thing as a bargaining tool that, no, if you're good to me, that kind of thing, you'll hear it. Let's proceed. One sec.
I went to him in his office. And I said, "Senate President, you know how important this Ajaokuta Steel Company to me is. You know how important it is to my people and to Nigerians. I've noticed that you have stepped down this motion. As a matter of fact, a number of senators told me, go and see him and plead with him so that he would take it." I was like, "Sir, please, why can't you take this motion? It's very important. It's been listed." Then it was listed a 3rd time and stepped down. He then said, "Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me and make me happy." At that point, I said, "Sir, I'll pretend that I didn't hear this."
So Not to make the story long, there you go. Ajaokuta could quite possibly solve a lot of our problems. It's meant to do with the steel industry, and all of that. We could be making our own cars, but for his own sexual bravado and his so-called presumed immunity from anybody prosecuting him, he now prevents that resolution to be tabled on the floor of the house and using that as a weapon to sort of say, no, if you make me happy, meaning, again, if you accept my sexual advances. These are claims, I state, these are claims by Senator Natasha Uduaghan and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, that she says that the Senate President made. And from the way she describes it, it sounds very, very real. And the fact that she's backed it up by taking it to court is even a stronger evidence. What I want to know is, what are your thoughts on this? Also, I keep saying this, I take this opportunity to continue to advocate for our people to know our rights in our local language. The exploitation of our people has gone on long enough, and we should no longer accept this. We, the people, must hold our governors to account. All the senators, House of Reps, and State of House of Assembly members, they must be coming to town hall meetings in our local languages in those areas to explain where the money that the monthly allocation meant for constituency projects, where it's going. It is your right as a sovereign. You under Section 14(2) a state. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. In Yoruba, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba nípa òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbàgbọ́ agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. You possess that power. We want to encourage you to use those powers, particularly in your local language. But this is tied, what I'm saying is tied into what is going on here. The Senate President is using his powers to prevent a Ajaokuta steel project that needs to be looked into from being looked into. That is actually impacting the development of the nation. I put it to you. What are your thoughts on this? You're, of course, listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth power. Please go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, and of course, give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please share, and share. What are your thoughts on this? Is it right that the Senate President will be using sexual advances as a way to operate the operations or what are important issues of the day of a nation that is clearly under enormous strain due to lack of infrastructure? Is this the right thing for the Senate President to be doing? Were these allegations to be proven the case? What should happen to him? And what does that say about the state of the nation in terms of the system? When those who are in power can overlook, they see themselves above the law. They don't operate within the law, and that is really that's impunity on display. I just wanted to know your thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on this? You're, of course, listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you, and bye for now.